winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Woo, sir. How we doing? United. Heading down to London, headed down to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Manchester United. Tale of the season. Tale of two halves. Come out. Play some great football. Some of the best football we've seen in a long time. Because this season's had ups and downs. It's been a hell of a year. Lots of matches. Lots of injuries. Lots of cup games. And now it's all about the final. And the top four race, that's what's on. That's what's heating up. And at the moment, United shooting themselves in the foot, came out, scored 2 goals, should have scored more in the second half. You know, the euphemism, get off the bus. We didn't get out of the locker room. It was like, we just kept giving them the ball, didn't play with the same tightness and urgency as we had in the first half, kind of let it off. And then 60th minute, they'd already scored a goal, make some subs. And the subs on paper look fine. It's just the players that came in just didn't do the job. United conceded again. Probably could have conceded more. Could have lost this game. We had a couple chances at the end, but it was too little too late. And I think, so we just did the hot take. I went negative. You made me feel a little better with a positive view. It has been a lot of games. We are pretty thin. We had one fit center back at the end of the day. Am I overreacting that United dropped points today? It felt like a loss.
Well, I want to hear like the raw upset, Alex. I don't want to hear like cheer it up, Alex. Like, like you told
you made me feel better.
You told me this game broke your back. So like, why did this game break your back? Like, what grinds your gears about this match?
I was having a tough day. We're all humans. We got ups and downs. Tough day anyway. And then I'm going, I've had the flag up in front of the house, the Manchester United flag. This guy helped me fix my flagpole.
It's unlucky.
It wasn't unlucky because I had it for the FA.
It is now.
Hold on. It is now. This guy, I've never seen you adhere to luck and unluck more so in my life. It was outside my house when you came over. We watched the game. We watched the FA Cup semifinal. We won on penalties. I say that's pretty lucky. Today, we should have won. The flag was outside. As soon as we dropped points, sir, I went straight outside, took the flag down, put up Old Glory, all 50 stars. God bless them all. Dude, it's just because, like, Spurs were dead duck. We went there. We showed up first half. We were fighting for every 50-50 ball. We were passing well. We were connecting the ball well, creating good chances, taking our chances right. Sancho gets an early goal. We had some even better ones in the middle of the first half. Obviously, Rashford, you think ices it, and it's like this Tottenham got nothing. They didn't even lay a glove on us in the first half. All you have to do.
No, they
had a couple chances on the break.
We were open at the back.
A couple chances on the break.
Like, this is revisionist history, dude. It's like
revisionist.
We were open at the back.
I thought
Luke Shaw played great. Luke Shaw played amazing, but there was a lot of like high IQ plays where it was like one-on-one. Luke Shaw saved the day. Tottenham created chances against us in the first half, and they like turned up the noise in the second. Not what you want to see, but it comes down to the intangibles, which is we got away with it in the first half. We go into nothing, most dangerous lead in football, everybody knows. But as soon as they scored the first one and the chance after chance, I just knew. I was like, we could lose, like, honestly. So maybe the reason why I'm an optimist is because we drew, right? Losing would have been much worse than drawing. So if you looked at the match a different way and just saw the end result, we would be okay with it. But just the manner in which we just like let them back into it and had like no options. Like the subs didn't work. Malacia didn't work. The low switched off. Wout ain't going to do nothing. Like that kind of irritates me that Ten Hag even brings him on in that situation. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
He's not going to help us win. He's not going to help us defend.
No, he does nothing.
And it kind of crumbles, but that's what United is. Like, we want to think United is something else. We look at that shirt. We look at Bruno Fernandes. We look at Marcus Rashford. We have the feels. And then you realize, you look at our bench, and there's a bunch of bums. Chief bum in charge is Wout Weghorst. Then you have
tell me what you really think about
other guys who don't want to show up or might have a good day, and they can't help us get over the line. And we just let Tottenham. We gave Tottenham life. Like,
yeah, we did.
Are they the top team we're fighting for top four? Like, you look at Liverpool. If you look at 538.com, their EPL predictions, Liverpool has 18%. I think we're somewhere at 80%. Tottenham is less than 1%. So we're competing with a few teams here. We're odds-on favorites, so this result isn't horrific. But the fact that we didn't step on Tottenham's neck and finish the job, that is just anti-Manchester United. But a lot of players on this team are anti-Manchester United, and they shouldn't be at this club. And the reason they are, it all comes down to the Glazers. We're going to get in that a little later. So we are frustrated that we're not seeing the ruthlessness that we're used to at Manchester United, especially against a wet noodle Tottenham side. So bad taste in your mouth, but all things considered, odds on favor for top four. It's on to Cincinnati. It's on to Villa. Now, if you bottle Villa, we got issues. So eventually you have to show up if you want top four. And I ain't going back to Europa League.
Yes, you are, sir. Because if we drop down, I ain't doing this spot alone. You made me feel better. I think the reason I'm so dejected is because United had him on the ropes and just like didn't finish the job, let him back into it. Like you said, they did have chances in the first half. That is fair. We were working with injuries, right? You don't have even close to a starting back four that you'd like, but that midfield's solid, that front three is solid, and we had our chances, let him back into it. But now I called a draw. I didn't want to be right because the win was there. They were there to be taken. They were there to be like beat up, like you said, like 6-2, like neck on the throat of the neck kind of thing where you just chokehold them and just put them out for the count. So they have no confidence. This gave them confidence. Obviously, they could have gotten 3 points in that second half. We were that abysmal, but it's better they didn't because, we're fending them off. We're fending Villa off. We're fending the Scouse Bastards off. And now, as we've said many times this season, because it's been a hell of a season, we dust ourselves off, we pick ourselves back up, and we go at it again. And Sunday, that's Unai like Emery, bro, your boy, the guy who I was like, I'm telling you, this Villa side's good. He's going to get cooking. Steve Gerrard is like a bum. All these former former EPL, quote-unquote, stars, Lampard, Gerrard, Terry. It's great to watch them fail, but under a real manager, Villa, dude, they've got great recruitment. They're a solid squad, and they're going to come in looking to put a marker down. So it's a big match with 2 games rest.
I don't think we're beating Villa.
No, I'm not going to call probably a win when we get to that, sir. They're very good. The only thing that gives me hope is we're playing at home. That's the only thing that gives me a little life because, on the road, we are dreadful. Today was actually one of our better performances on the road against a top 6 team because we've been that bad against the top teams on the road this year. So
you know what you need to do? You know what you need to do? Like, you know who beat Tottenham 6-1?
Newcastle. Smoked them.
Absolutely just like cannon fodder. And then we play a dejected Tottenham side. We go up 2 and we somehow let them back in the game. That's incredible. They should have been completely dead. But we just played so bad. We were so open at the back, and obviously we don't have any center backs. But look at the XG. XG 2.32 to Tottenham, 2.13 to Manchester United. And that's what's embarrassing is that we are literally fighting for 4th. Newcastle are finishing strong into the end of the year. We are fading into the end of the year. We're getting nervy against Brighton on pens. It's going to be nervy against Villa. It's we are Manchester United. I think we're just sick. We're waiting for this team to wake up and take charge, but we're realizing without these generals, these dogs, Martinez, Varane available, we look a shot over ourselves. And you could have the midfield, Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksson, can't make up for the back line. You also look at the right back and left back situation with Malassi and Dalot, their involvements in those goals. Yeah, they're not ready for the full, for a full season. They're not locked on to be the guys. So a lot of questions for Manchester United. A lot of things need to be sorted. And the club's up for sale. But quick PSA for the podcast, sir. If you like the America Red Devils and you like the Muppet Take for fans by fans, you can support us on Patreon. We have no sponsorships on this podcast. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/America Red Devils. Also check out our store, americareddevils.store. Website, americareddevils.com. I'm down in LA visiting the family.
Birds are chirping, sir. Sounds like you're in paradise.
Doing it remote. I was in traffic on the 405 with NBC Sports on my phone, getting the audio. That's a life of a Manchester United fan in the United States. Sometimes the game's just smack dab in the middle of your day, and you got to survive. But for me, it's that feeling where when Rashford scored, you were like, yes. Like, I was just like
Sancho
so
scored
pumped.
early, like
I'm in my
early goal.
car
Come
by
on.
myself, and I'm like, we're united.
I know.
United.
That's why I'm such a bad.
Like, we're back,
That's
baby.
why I took the flag down immediately. I went
We're
straight
united.
outside.
You're Tottenham. We're better than you. Like, that's how it should be. That's the order of operations. Like, let's go. Like, Manchester United, we're gonna, and like, I can rest. We're gonna get these 3 points, be 9 points clear. Fight.
We were rolling.
Third.
We were rolling. If we win today, we were rolling.
And then that second
sir.
half is like, I'll tell you, when you're on the 405 in traffic, and then you get like,
that's really going to add to the mood.
And you're just hearing the Højbjerg with the chance, Dyer with the chance. It's like, yeah, it kind of
gave it to him, sir.
So I think it's just more of the way the game went hurt.
Yeah.
But it's who we are. I mean, like, that's the problem. Is like we think this United team is different. We're not. We're a fourth place team. And you know what? That's better than 6 last season, but we got a while to go before we're that ruthless 3-in-a-row team like our noisy neighbors are at the moment, sir. Tell them about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews, they're a great way to support the pod. They help us get found organically. It's quite a PSA for the pod, sir. And even better, we still got a couple of scarves left. We're giving away a free Glazer Out green and gold to the club is sold scarf designed by the American Red Devils, designed by John himself, with the bird stripping and everything. We'll send it straight to your door. All you have to do is write a 5-star review wherever you listen to the American Red Devils podcast, but ideally on iTunes or Spotify, and send a screenshot to AmericanRedDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship a free ARD designed green and gold Glazer Out scarf. Like I said, they're going hot. Got a few left, so get those reviews. Send a screenshot to AmericanRedDevils@gmail.com. Like I said, here's a great one from Swing Easy 14. Woo, sir, how we doing? How we doing? John and Alex, no ball from Muppet Takes to the Excuse Factory working overtime. We love these two guys. Keep up the great pod work, and congrats on the first pod trophy. Many more to come. Thank you, Swing Easy. Oh, sir, we are the famous Man United. We are going back to Wembley beginning of June. I'm a little worried about playing that City side. They're pretty good. They beat the fucking shit out of Arsenal.
It feels like we're Ned Stark going to King's Landing. That's how that match feels. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
All right, let's get into this one.
Hold a second. I'm just saying, play up, we play down. It's been a hell of a season. It's been a long season. We have so many matches. And I think you're starting to see that wear and tear on the squad and the lack of depth. I mean, that bench is not very strong. No center backs, like you said. And you got anytime Wout Weghorst is in any kind of your squad, you're in trouble. But let's get into that match, sir.
Let's get into that lineup. Obviously, we're talking Tottenham 2, Manchester United 2. Can't believe I'm saying it. Dave saves world number 1 in net. He had a lot to do today, actually. The low left back, Luke Shaw, Lindelof center back pairing, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksson midfield, Sancho on the left, Rashford up top, Antony on the right-hand side. Antony didn't do too much for United, hasn't done too much for United in a while. What do you make of that starting 11? Has to do the job against a horrid Spurs side with Ryan Mason managing.
He looks like Ryan Mason horrible Spurs side that's in 5th place. But he looks like the kind of guy that would like sleep on your couch for 6 months. He just doesn't look like a manager. That's just me. I don't know nothing about Ryan Mason. Except that I guess he used to play for Spurs. This 11, the big player you wanted to see was Bruno Fernandes, right? His wife posted a photo on Instagram on Monday with him in a protective boot. Everybody's worried. Bruno Fernandes is going to miss his first game because of injury in his whole professional career, which is just an insane stat. He makes the 11. I was really excited to see Rashford up front. I think him as number 9. He just offers a different level of attack threat. And the back 4, not a huge amount of surprises given the injuries and suspensions. I thought Maguire was suspended or injured, and I couldn't get a straight answer on that. But, hey, dude, if we showed up like the first half, we would have smoked this side. What do you think of the 11 when you saw it?
Got to do the job against Spurs. Let's jump into that match.
Let's jump into it. United dominate the first half, coming wave after wave. But Spurs, to be fair, did have a couple of chances on the break. And you know what you like to see? You love to see an early goal. You love to see a goal from a winger that was high price, came from a different league. I don't want to say living up to that price tag, but it's good for Jadon Sancho to get his goal in the 7th minute.
Well taken there by Rashford. Skip was challenging, but Rashford comes away with it. Sancho. Got a shot in and scores! A superb goal! Jadon Sancho! Wonderful, clean strike by Sancho.
So this goes in. It's like, let's go, baby. Let's roll. And we were on it from the front foot. Spurs just looked shell-shocked. Marcus Rashford through the middle, linking up play so well. Jadon Sancho, we want to see more of that. Taking players on, making a move, dummy, and then curl it in the back corner. Nice goal from him, and just nice intent from United just from the jump. Love to see it more of that, but it's about doing it over 90 minutes, right? You do it for 45 minutes, doesn't mean shit at the end of the day.
No, great goal from Sancho. The thing about Sancho, he makes it look so easy. There were two defenders in front of him, curled at far post, like, lot to do here. And he just was like, you know what? Check the wind, get the English on the ball, and what a finish. The thing about Sancho is he feels like he's fit for only 30 minutes. He's like good in sprints here. Imagine a fully fit, fully focused Jadon Sancho. I'm hoping we get that next season. I know he's been up and down and inconsistent this season, but I think his fitness just isn't there. Because if he can roll it in like that easy, he's got the skill. I think he just needs the focus.
It's a good point. He did make it look easy. It was a beautiful goal, and he looked really dangerous in those opening minutes, but he couldn't keep it up. That's a good point. It's like he was even tracking back really well, and then he faded, and a lot of players faded. Casemiro faded. Eriksen faded. Anyway, but we didn't fade quite yet, and we were going rampant a little bit in that first half. 13th minute, Rashford goes just wide from a dangerous free kick. He was feeling in the mood. 17th minute, AWB put in a great ball, far post. We've been talking about this all fucking season. Either far post or one of the balls that they had all day, which was kind of those square balls right in front of goal, no one to smash it in. But another great ball from AWB. 19th minute, great chance for United. Spurs clear off the line from a Sancho double chance. United were pushing at this point. They were creating tons of chances. 28th minute, Spurs finally get into the game. They did have their moments. We did look exposed at the back at times. Shaw with a nice block after United were caught out for the first time. And then right after that from the subsequent corner, De Gea with a very nice save, to be fair, keeping it a 1-goal advantage, sir.
Yeah, but Richarlison had a chance. De Gea was wise to save. Perisic was basically like wide open as well, had an opportunity. Shaw did well. So they had chances, and there was open space here for Spurs. Obviously, I think we created the better chances, but going forward, we were exposed on the counter.
Without a doubt, sir. Without a doubt. But you know what? We do have some dogs, and the dogs were running today, at least the ones in form. Bruno and Rashi, they were excellent. 39th minute, Bruno finds Rashi with an unbelievable ball at the far post. Keeper, has to be said, does very well to save the shot. Kane on the other end. It was end-to-end stuff at times. A dangerous ball across the box. No one there. There was a lot of that for them today. And then 41st minute, great save on Rashford. It was really exciting end to the first half. And then De Gea, after United was caught out a minute later, so big save from Spanish Dave. But what you love to see, United, 44th minute, you think, all right, exactly what we need heading into halftime. Marcus Rashford.
Still behind, and now Rashford's giving chase. Up against Dyer. Spurs concerned here. Rashford! What a super finish to make it 2-0! Marcus Rashford at his very best.
At his very best indeed, sir. I love seeing him at number 9. Just looked electric. I think once he moved over to the left, we just lost such a step on it. But an unbelievable finish. Beats his man and then finishes on the left foot. Rips it. Absolute ripper of a goal. You think going into halftime, this is exactly what you need to calm the nerves and to make up for the chance the Spurs did have in the first half.
And shout out to Anthony. In our third, he did the hard work. He won the ball, got it to Bruno, who played an amazing pass to Rashford. So, I have to give him credit for this one. He dug deep, did the dirty work.
He defends pretty well.
Then Bruno ended up getting the ball, and that's what created the play. So it was a huge swing and an amazing finish from Marcus Rashford, who, you're putting the sword in their heart here. The crowd's out of it. They're going to half down 2-0. And everyone's thinking 4, 5. How many can we pour on? And that's really the issue here is Spurs have conceded 8 in 135 minutes of football. They're there for the taking. You just can't let them get back into the match. And unfortunately, in the second half, we did.
We certainly did, sir. United absolutely bottle it in the second half, as bad as they've been in 45 minutes of football, because this was a woeful Spurs side, and we gave them so many chances. Happened early, 48-minute. Spurs with a flurry of chances to open the half. They were going close with corners. They were putting dangerous balls across the 5-yard box, and it didn't take too long, sir, in the 56th minute.
It's Harry Kane. It's blocked away. Now it's Porro, and there's a goal back from Pedro Porro.
And this is the worst kind of game, in the sense that you knew they were going to get. You knew they were coming back in. We were so wasteful of the ball. We would pound it out, because they had whatever. They were pressing, obviously, so he pounds it out, which is better than giving it away. They get the ball back. Even when we had the ball and we could break their first line of attack, we would be sloppy with it, give it back to them, and you just knew a goal was coming. It wasn't even their best chance. You have to be said. Pedro Porro, I don't know his name, but he has a nice finish. Curler, top corner, outside of the boot, and all of a sudden they have the crowd is back into it. So that quiet Spurs guy, come on, you Spurs, and it was a game.
Now Spurs go marching in, but it was disgusting hearing that around that nice stadium they got down there.
It is nice.
But look, this is like a lot of chances, insane finish. I mean, you're gonna get hard done by that. It's how you react, and here the opportunity in the 57th minute, Bruno nutmegging him, and then it's Bruno needs to be arrested for not finishing this one. I mean, you got nothing to say about Bruno. He's literally our best player on the field.
Yeah,
but this is insane. It's literally insane. He put his laces through that because he could roll it in either side. It's a guaranteed goal. It's this to me is just it's Looney Tunes. He blasted off the bar. I can't I can't believe it. You watch this again, it's just unbelievable. He didn't curl it right. It opened his body, put it in the side net. He's hit the bar so many times too. So it's not his fault, but I feel this one it's probably hitting the bar from 30 yards, whatever, unlucky, but this is just come on, just put it in the net. I mean, this is the one we needed of any chance, and I couldn't believe he put his laces through it. It's
you score this that you kill the crowd. The game, it's
it's a guaranteed goal.
No, it's not even that. It's it takes all the wind out of their sails. He does all the hard work. He does an unbelievable I don't even know what he did. Dummied a guy, rolled it through his legs. He beats.
No,
he
fake shot. Then he nutmegged him, and then
it was savage.
The entire
and he slams it off the
entire goal on it's just
he's done this before.
You gotta place it.
He has done this before. It's one thing if it's outside the box. At this point, I was we're probably losing, if not at least definitely dropping points, because you have a chance like that. It is a brutal game. This point, that great chance, unbelievable opportunity to go back 2 goals ahead. Subs that on paper made sense because both Sancho and Eriksen were fading. On came Martial and Fred in the 61st minutes. Locked up shop, so we talked about it in previous games where Fred should have been brought on. He came on today, and this is the Fred we don't like to see. He was fucking terrible. I hate this. He gave the ball away so many times.
Look, here's the deal. It's just inconsistency don't work on championship teams.
Yeah, look at that City
inconsistency
side,
doesn't work on championship teams.
No.
And you know what? He looks the part. He's from Brazil. He has it in him, but he can't do it consistently. And at the end of the day, that's the difference between winning titles and fighting for top 4. And he's helping us fight for top 4. So,
Yeah. If there's ever an indictment on him to not get a new contract, I would say today's the day. 66. Spurs were coming at us. Son misses a great chance at the far post. United were bottling at this point. 69th minute, Dyer misses a free header. United in nightmare mode, just getting cut to shreds, sir. We just kept giving the ball away. So sloppy. Lost our fight, hung our heads. 71st minute, double sub. And this didn't make anything any better. Malacia and Wout come on for Anthony and AWB. AW's on a yellow, and I guess Anthony was getting tired.
These bad subs. These are bad subs.
The first sub's not bad. Martial and Fred makes sense.
So
those
yes,
make sense.
I agree with the first, but I'm just telling you that when the ship's sinking, Ten Hag is added to the like he's like blown more holes in the ship with these bad. Like Malacia would not turn on to the danger.
Look at the
in
bench,
second
though.
one.
Look at the bench. Bro.
Wow,
you ain't
helping.
You ain't got much.
It don't matter, dude.
It doesn't matter.
You keep them on the field. It doesn't like at this point. This game, winning this game matters so much. It's like you got to take the risk. The point is, Malacia came on like didn't. You got
he had a bad game.
Wow, it's not helping you.
And Wout does nothing.
He does not help you win the game. He does not help in any way, shape, or form. It does not make sense to me that you're putting him on the pitch. It's one of those things where these two subs did not help us win. They hurt us, and that happened. So we've seen this movie too many times. Where like lately, Ten Hag went from not making any mistakes to like some of these subs. Like, what are you doing? Why do you need to make this many changes anyway?
Dude, we just played 120 minutes. 4 days ago? So that's probably why. A thin squad. And here's the biggest fucking takeaway, which is like Wout Weghorst shouldn't even be on this team. He should not be on Manchester United. He only is because the Glazers own this club. They're selling the club, and they've underinvested for 2 decades now, and they didn't have enough money to buy even like a fucking Giroud, bro. They had to buy like
I get
for 2 million
that,
euros
I'm just
on a loan
saying, but
fee.
like
But that's
you don't
issue.
need to put him on the pitch. Like
You thought he'd run around, but
I didn't.
He's worthless. He's not great.
You need to defend.
You have no defenders, and you're out of midfielders.
You're 2-1. You got to defend the lead. That's it. And if these guys don't help you do it, you don't put them on. It's exactly the same way it was when we played Sevilla. It's just like we needed to win the game, and then he brings like guys on there who are not going to help us win. It's a squad issue. I agree, but like these two here, like contributed to. Wout can't hold it up. We're going to be under more pressure. Malacia is like he's young. He's in that spot. I felt like we're like trying to attack. We're getting caught out. It doesn't make sense. There's no like lock it. We have issues with locking games down. Like we need to finish the game, up a goal, then put Wout in and have him be like
dropping
deep.
Yeah.
Like literally dropping deep to like head the ball out. That's
more useful there.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're going to attack. We're leaving space in behind, and they're like getting more chances. It's like we're playing into their hand. We're not adjusting to shut it down. Ten Hag does not shut it down, and that is something where like maybe that's not his style. It's a valid point not to have that be your style, but these players are not good enough not to play that style.
Well said, sir. 79th minute. Let's put a fucking fork in this bad boy. United capitulated. Here we go.
Harry Kane. Son's free back post, and here he is! It is 2-2! Kane for Son!
I mean, all over the place. Shaw didn't shut him down. He had a great game, to be fair. Shaw was all over the place, but doesn't shut him down. Malacia, he had a really bad game. He's had a bad couple games ever since this last run out.
Delo was also lazy
Delo
at
is the
far
one that's the
post.
worst, bro. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I know
I've
you
seen
pulled
that
AWB because he had a
before.
yellow, but like, Jesus Christ, your one job is to cover the far post. And to be fair, AWB did not have his best game since the World Cup, but he covered every far post. He had a bunch of really good clearances off the far post. And Delo, bro, that's like the defensive fragility that we see because that's inexcusable. You have to be there, and no one's there.
93rd minute, Casemiro header, close,
Great
no
chance.
cigar.
That was it.
2-2, not the end of the world, but a bad taste in our mouth, I would say at the very least. Stat sheet: 17 shots for United, 18 for Tottenham, 8 on target for United, 7 for Tottenham. We did have 60% of the ball in their house, which is a positive note. And Rashford scored his 50th away goal for Manchester United in all comps, at least 19 more than any other player for the club since his debut in February 2016, which is incredible. If you think about it, where would we be without Marcus Rashford? And oh, by the way, he has not signed a new deal.
Fuck us.
I'm not nervous. You're nervous.
I'm nervous.
Don't worry about it. Looking at the table, the Gunners, talk about bottling.
Look at those last 4 games. You hate to laugh at someone else, but
so Arsenal 33 played 75 points. Man City 31 played 73 points. They're odds-on favorite. I want to say 90% favorite to win the title now. I did call on the pod. Arsenal will bottle it going into the finish. They are doing so. I did say that. They are doing it. games played from Newcastle
This guy,
32
so-
on 62 points.
He's so happy
Because
to
you
do that.
you pushed on me on that one.
Well,
and
I
was
thought
like,
they
no,
might hold it.
won't pull
I thought they went. Hey, think about it. They were fucking
You know what? Because
rolling.
you don't know Arteta, bro. Like,
I know Arteta.
He
I know
ain't
Arteta,
nothing.
but they got out of the last 4 games, they've
I
gotten
said
3
they
points. They were at
full of
72 points, and they played 29 games. And I was like, I don't think they're gonna blow. And then they drew Southampton, they drew West Ham, they drew the Scousers, and then they got annihilated by City. I mean, we got annihilated by City on the road. They got
But here's the deal:
annihilated.
watching City play that well
we're
is
miles
also
away.
depressing in a
I know,
way
'cause
to
we're
show
miles
like
away.
we are so far away from that.
Miles away.
That's what's sad
We're
is
like
you realize like
$1 billion
like
away from
City's
that, bro.
City is becoming what we were. They are becoming what we were. Just like domination they are like dominating England, no questions asked over a significant period of time. Going to go 3 in a row. Shout out the treble. They are literally doing what we did, and we are just watching them and being like, we will probably never be there again, unfortunately.
Well, financial fair, they break in every law in the book, bro. I mean, they are like basically a legal
FFPS.
sporting entity. How many breaches do they have?
But we did have like FFP aside, like we did have a significant financial advantage back in
I'm
the
not
day.
even talking about financial. I'm talking about literally like
it.
fake contracts offshore, paying players and managers more money than they even.
That doesn't like
It does
honestly
matter a little bit.
It does. Okay, so it does matter, but like that coach is playing with those players and getting them to play at a level that is just like it's just like light years away. We can't show up in like one game, it's like they're turning on at the right time, and it's crazy. And there's gonna be more twists in the title race. It's not guaranteed, but speaking of what we're talking about, top 4 race, Newcastle 32 played 62 points. We played 31, so game in hand, 60 points. I really want that 3rd spot from Newcastle.
Yeah, me too.
But they look like they're hitting form as well, unfortunately. Tottenham played 33, 54 points. Top 10 Villa side. I'll give you credit there. You called that. 33
6
points,
points.
54. 33 played, 54 points. And the Scousebusters 32 played with 53. 538.com has them the highest rated team to challenge us for top 4. They say we are 80%. Got it. I mean, look, we're 6 points ahead of Tottenham. We have 2 games on them. We're 6 points ahead of Villa. We have 2 games in hand against them. Scousebusters will only have 1 in hand. I think that's where the odds makers have it. The question for us is, got to play Villa, got to play Wolves. We have some tricky teams in the run-in, so it's not guaranteed yet. And I have a feeling if we start bleeding out, it just leads to that confidence train. So we got to show up against Villa.
We do, because we get an advantage by the fact that we're playing at home, but they're no slouches. They're playing great football. They're as in form. The only team that are in better form at the moment are City, who are going to win the title, and they're dangerous side. So United, with little rest, needs to shake it off and get back to fucking work, because we got a big game on Sunday. We need all 3 points. Why are you laughing? What are you laughing at, bro? What are you laughing at?
Villa, Brighton, West Ham.
We have Villa and
Wolves,
Brighton. I mean, that's your top
Chelsea.
4 right there.
Listen,
Bournemouth's easy.
Villa, Brighton, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth,
West Ham are
Chelsea,
shit.
Fulham.
Chelsea are shit. Fulham are good. Wolves are shit.
Okay. The next 2.
You would say with those teams, we've
Our
got to
2
do
games
it.
in hand.
If we blow it,
No,
it's on us, sir. I agree.
Literally, okay. How many points from Brighton and Villa?
4.
Could be
Beat
1.
Villa at home. You get a draw against Brighton.
An
on the road.
optimistic 4, but I would say it could be 1.
It could be 1.
And then you're in.
It could
a
be
race.
0.
What I'm saying is if it's 1, you're in a race. I mean, these
It's
are
going to be a
games in
race.
hand.
Knowing this season,
but
it's
here's
going to be a race.
Here's the deal. Apologies in advance to all American Red Devils, because Alex and I are going to the Wolves game, and how the jinx is on at the American Red Devils podcast. So it's.
When's the
gonna
last
be
time we
Wolves,
won a game?
Wolves.
I'm trying to think. It's been a minute.
We saw Fulham.
Yeah, that was fucking 19, bro. That was so
Exactly.
long.
Yes, that's how long
It's
it is,
23. It's like that was 4 years ago. I didn't have 2 kids. Yeah, we had Paul Pogba. It's like Jesus
great,
Christ. There was no pandemic. It's like a lot's happened in
tough
4
go,
years.
but let's check in with
I
the
won a
manager,
game.
sir.
What'd you say?
Let's check in with the manager.
I'll check with him. Maybe Eric Ten Hag will cheer us up. What's he got to say?
Yes, Yeah, before I would be happy with the point, but when you see first half, although I don't think we played that brilliant, but we had completely control. We had the overload in the midfield. We used it very well, especially when we switched from the right to the left. We used that overload. We scored both goals. But when you are, be honest, just before we make 2-0, they had a big chance to score 1-1. And also before that, over our right side, we conceded some counters and we were not good in positioning. And so also already before halftime, we were playing not that well. But after halftime, there was a difference. We lose the control because we were not ball secure. And then you have to go into the fight. And when you lose your battles, when you don't block the crosses, when you don't squeeze out, when you don't block shots, you concede goals, and that's what happened. So then you can be, finally, you have to be satisfied and take that point.
Eric, is the second half maybe a culmination of so many domestic cup games and European matches, or is that maybe more of an excuse? As you said, you've had a very busy schedule.
Oh, we have the worst schedule also in the Premier League, and that will not change. Also not the coming period, so we have to take that, but that cannot be an excuse. And the time is enough to recover, so our players are in demand to be ready. And today we were not ready. Some thought 90% is enough, but we lose focus. That's the way why we gave balls away. We didn't our jobs in positioning, and then you concede goals, and that was in both goals was the case. But more. You lose control of the game.
Ooh, sir. Eric Ten Hag, not happy, as you can imagine. He slated the boys. He's like, we were not in that control in that first half. We gave them a bunch of really good chances. He's like, we took good advantage of our chances, but too open. And then, 90% is not enough. He's absolutely right. He looks a little dejected. But we got a big game on Sunday, and this manager is still learning about this squad, learning about what he can get away with and what he can't. And today, just keeping the top four race interesting. That's all it is. And Villa, another side who are hunting for the top four. They're in the position they're in for a good reason because they play some very good football. They've got a great squad. And it's going to be a tough test for the side with 2 days rest, with a shoddy back four. It's going to be a big, big challenge for Manchester United.
We got games in hand. That's like all we got right now. So we got vibes and games in hand. And that's right. We got next match. It is Manchester United versus Aston Villa. It's at Old Trafford. Sunday, April 30th, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. Lifetime versus Villa. We've 103, drawn 41, lost 51. First time we ever played them, 1892. Newton Heath, Aston Villa. We won 2-0 in the second in the first division. What would I give for that result? On Sunday, last 5 all over the board. 1-2, lost 2, drew 1. Villa coming into this one, beat Fulham, drew Brentford, beat Newcastle 3-0. That's pretty impressive. Beat Nottingham Forest 2-0. They beat a poor Leicester City 2-1. Newcastle, that's the standout result for me. And Villa, for those who don't know, they're one of the oldest and most successful clubs in England. They've won the Football League 7 times, FA Cup 7 times, League Cup 5 times, European Cup and UEFA Super Cup once. They're one of the founding members of the Premier League in 1992, and then one of just 3 clubs to have been founding members of both the Football League and the Premier League. So they have staying power. They're pretty much royalty in England. They have a new owner with ambition, as all these new owners do.
Must be nice to have owners with ambition.
Nice. Villa has spent 109 seasons in the top flight, the second highest of any club. The other club has more seasons in the top flight, Everton, who looks to be going down. LOL. They have a fierce rivalry with Birmingham City, and they contest the second city derby. As far as Unai Emery, Count Chocula, the man who famously did us in the Europa League final with the Yellow Submarine.
He did us in his first game as manager. We've had a lot of new manager bounces. 3-1. Right, we beat him in the League Cup.
Wait. We drop points to a team we should beat? No way. That's where we're at. He goes with a 4-2.
I thought you were positive.
1.
You go back
Tyrone
and forth.
Mings. Sir, it's like
You
we gotta be
oscillate. All of a
beating
sudden
these
you're-
temes.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's never going to be easy.
You know
bro.
why
We
I
got
get
Wout
frustrated? 'Cause
Weghorst
I'm, like,
as our
thinking
back
of, like-
as our number 9.
All right, injuries for United. This is all that matters.
Actually,
Martinez out for the season. Varane most likely out for the season. Donny Van de Beek, remember him? He's out.
No, not really.
McTominay, what's going on with him? Maguire, I think a knock. Garnacho looks to be trying to fight back. Could be ready. Garnacho would be a huge boost to our attack. I feel like we're getting stale. Him on the left wing would be lightning.
Yeah.
Martial,
That might be old.
Martial
Sorry.
featured today.
Yeah.
So he's good. Given those are the injuries, who are you starting?
Oof, not a lot of options in the back, but De Gea's in net. AWB, Lindelof, Shaw, Malacia. Nah, probably not Malacia. Delo. I think Malacia is not starting after the performance he had today. Same midfield 3. Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksson. I'm going to do Rashford up front, Martial on the left this time, and Anthony on the right. So what do you got?
I would do the same thing. I would have Sancho out on the left.
Sancho, nice for the goal today. Checking in with the bookies. United are the favorites. That dooms us now. Minus 135 at home, plus 300 for the draw, and plus 340 for the villains, sir. If I was a neutral, I'd be betting the cereal, man. Given those the odds, what is your score prediction?
1-1 draw.
Yeah, I agree. 2-2. United drop points. And then down to the South Coast, sir. We're going to the Amex next week. It's going to be an interesting couple, 10 days. Let's get into some news.
United in the news. Squeaky bum time for top 4. I want those angelic voices. Need Champions League. I just hate that this team was almost in a title race, and now we're like literally making it a top 4 race.
We were in a title race for a week.
I said we were almost in a title race, and now we're going to be in a race for top 4 with Villa, Liverpool, and Spurs.
And we shouldn't even be in a top 4 race. We should just
we should not. I could go through the list of games we've just literally wet noodled.
Spare me.
By the way, Southampton, yeah, one of those. All right.
You want to feel worse?
More interesting news. I mean, people don't know what's going on here, honestly. So Jim Ratcliffe, they're going in with a 3rd round of bids. Qatar's coming in with a 3rd round. It's all about valuation, right? You want to think about the Glazers just want to get the highest price possible. Ratcliffe's bid, he's adjusting it to a change of control bid, but he can't afford the whole thing. So if you're going to value Manchester United at $6 billion, he'll pay $4 billion. He'll take 60% of it, and obviously the Glazers could hold on to some shares, ride that for the upside, etc. Then there'd be plenty of money for the stadium and training and all that stuff. The whole thing is 100% buying out all 100% of the stock does not need to be done, right? I think everyone is freaking out about this for no reason. The way everything works is 51% is change of control. 51%, you're buying it. It's yours. You do whatever you want with it. 49% minority stockholders do have rights.
Class B, sir? What are the Class B shares?
What?
What about the?
Well, that you basically you would recap that.
Got it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So basically, it would be like you wipe out the different class of shares. He would basically at 51%, he controls the board. So when you control the board, your majority vote says whatever you want to do. So the Glazers are literally passengers to whatever Ratcliffe wants to do. Obviously, it's best not to acquire majority of the board and screw over the other guys, but they all just want to make money and they want to be hanging around the hoop. If Manchester United is bought by Jim Ratcliffe in this deal, it is a win for Manchester United. People are conflating the two just because the Glazers might hold on to 20%, or some Glazers might sell, some Glazers might sell less. They will not have control of the company like the Class B shares currently give them right now, which they have change of control, right of first refusal on change of control. 51% is basically a takeover. So you should think about it that way. It behaves that way. Ratcliffe owns the team. It's a completely new owner who can hire whoever he wants. He can do whatever he wants, and he will be a better owner than the Glazers. 51%, anyone taking over Manchester United, it's all about control. So when someone says M&A, or these people say 100% Qatar bid, like they don't know what they're talking about. 51% is change of control. Ratcliffe owns United. He's the owner of United. Glazers don't have a say. And this whole idea that you need to like acquire the entire Glazer economic stake is just irrational and just something that fans just don't understand. So just trying to say it. I feel like Twitter, I feel like all the news and everything, they got this wrong. This is completely BS.
Yeah, I think the actual the actual details of the story are probably correct in the sense that like he wants to take over the club and they're going to still have a minority interest in the club. So if, he trades it in 10
but that
years
doesn't give you control, bro.
No,
You
I'm
don't
not.
get
Hold on a
nothing for
second.
that.
Hold on a second, sir. You're not
But
arguing with
everyone's
me. You're
feeling
not
like,
arguing with
the
me.
Glazers-
You're arguing with
No, I know,
Twitter.
but the
Let me
whole thing is,
let
like-
me address Twitter.
No, but here's the thing. Everyone wants the Glazers completely out. It's just like,
Yeah, I
if
know,
they're
but
only economic interest, it doesn't matter, dude.
You know what? I want all kinds of stuff. I want troubles every other year, bro. But like, you don't always get what you want. And the fact is, Jim Ratcliffe at the reins is better than Joel and Avram Glazer. I didn't really get why people were so negative on this, because at the end of the day, it's like he wouldn't buy 51% if they still had all the Class B shares and would still make the shots. And it's like, well, I can own 51% and you run the club.
Alex, it's not change of control if the Glazers have right of first refusal on the sale. So they're going to be, when you change control, you will change the share scheme. So
I get that.
It's basically a whole nother new class of shares. Like all the old capital structures wiped out. They could still even continue to have their New York Stock Exchange floated on New York Stock Exchange. The Glazers would have only economic interest. Only economic interest.
I understand, sir.
That's just like it's like all the guys who buy, like all the fans. I'm sure there's some of them listening right now who have the shares of the Green Bay Packers. Like, yeah, I have a share of a Green Bay Packer. It doesn't mean nothing. Like Jim Ratcliffe owns the club. He will hire everyone. He will like bring in a new era of Manchester United. This is good news. People thinking because the Glazers will like own 20% of United, like they have no say. It's like, you just don't understand how these deals are done or what it means. 51% literally means like, okay, you can sit here and talk to me, but I don't have to do anything you say.
I understand, sir. I'm just saying is I didn't understand why people were so negative on this, because it was very clear that they were getting control of the club and Glazers have no say. That's the whole point. Is like they're not going to be on the board.
Yeah, but just Glazer. Like no one likes the Glazers.
I get it. Nobody likes
the
the
whole
Glazers.
thing
We
is
don't
like
like the
this
Glazers.
is just outrage. But the problem is like these are people who are not giving the right message for the fans, and all they are doing is using outrage, clickbait, bullshit. And yes, everyone wants the Glazers out. I want them out as well. But if you told me you're going to have Jim Ratcliffe come in and own majority control of Manchester United, and the Glazers might hang around the hoop, it literally is the same thing. It's literally the Glazers being gone. They do not decide. Richard Arnold's in charge. They do not decide on transfers. They do not decide on the dividend. They do not decide on the stadium. They literally do not decide on anything. And that is like literally the most important thing. And if this deal gets us over the line, everyone should be celebrating it. And I feel like there's just muddying the waters with this like Glazer outrage bullshit, which is like, it gets clicks and that's why they're doing it, but they're not describing it. And they should be saying like, no, this is a good thing for Manchester United at the end of the day, because anything that gets the Glazers out of control is the priority. And this seems to be a good offer, right? And if the Glazers are driving the price so high where no, they might not sell, and this is the next best thing, they're selling in this scenario. So we got to take it. Like, this is great news in my opinion. This is like great.
There you go. I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all, because at the end of the day, it's better than them having complete control of the club and deciding that they're going to appoint like a bunch of morons as their director of football and CEO. So Richard Arnold, he would get sacked. John Murtaugh, he would get sacked. Darren Fletcher, maybe they'd find him a job to like go on MUTV. That would probably be more appropriate of his skill set. And we could all move on with our life, and there's no more Glazers. So next story.
Another story that, again, is just like a nothing burger. Manchester United asked bidders for source of wealth ahead of deadline. It's called proof of funds. Like, you're getting to the third round of bidding, which, again, isn't controversial, even though the media tried to make it controversial. Like, you literally are showing them, hey, we have the money to acquire it. This is how we're going to get it. This is how long it would take to get it. If anyone's ever bought a house, everyone would know this is part of buying a house. It is part of buying a $6 billion football club. And so this is very standard operating procedure. But it is showing that the bids are getting serious. And obviously Qatar can say, hey, we got a bank account with this much money in it. And it's going to be interesting to see Like clearly Qatar buying in cash would be preferred, but are they going to meet the valuation? And I haven't heard too many trumpets from the Qatari press on Twitter about how certain they are about buying United. So seems like Ratcliffe, I'm reading the tea leaves, might be in the mix.
He might be in the mix, because $4 billion in at a $6 billion valuation, get 2/3 of the club. Glazer, I don't have to see the Glazers ugly mugs anymore. That would be a win for me, because it's over the last few months, it's felt like they're not going to have their valuation met and they're going to hang around. It's going to be more of the same for another 5-10 years, whatever it is, sir.
Well, it's up to Qatar. But that's the whole thing. It's like if you're the Glazers, the first best deal is sovereign wealth pays you all in cash. Yeah. Okay, they don't want to.
Meet your valuation. They pay you 100% in cash. Yeah. You're good. $6 billion. We're going back to Florida.
They want to pay you 4.8 and get cheeky because of whatever reason. Then the next best bid is, all right, we'll sell some of our shares. We'll keep 20% and then roll control over to Ratcliffe and then ride the upside. I mean, like it's literally either Qatar wants to pay up, yes or no. It's like in their control. They're going to decide. Nobody knows what they're going to do. And then if that falls through, the Ratcliffe bid is probably good enough to go through. And so we have viable transactions on the table right now. And that's like good news for fans, regardless of how it goes. But like if Qatar doesn't pay up, the Ratcliffe bid's probably the one. And it's probably the only one. So I would imagine we would be hearing a lot of news about Qatar was going to be the owners of Manchester United like we did two months ago. And we've heard nothing. Right, because Glazer's playing hardball, Glazer's probably playing real hardball. Wow. Next bit of news here: Manchester United loanee Ahmad recognized for a sensational Sunderland season as he scoops awards. So you've been tracking Ahmad. He's been Sunderland's supporters' Young Player of the Year.
Young Player of the Year. He got snubbed, unfortunately, for Championship Player of the Year. Sunderland. They're actually having a decent season, sir. Last time I checked, they're in 6th. They should be in the mix for the playoffs and try and get back in the EPL. EPL is going to be Burnley and Sheffield United. They're the other two teams that have already had guaranteed promotion. And it would be great for Ahmad to get to go to Wembley, fight for that last position for Sunderland. We have a soft spot in our heart for Sunderland, sir. We've been to the Stadium of Light. We've been to Sunderland, hell of a town. And Ahmad's been having a great season, sir. He's 20. He's got 12 goals. He's got 3 assists. And the coach of Sunderland is just speaking high praise for our young lad. And you know what? He's done the same. He wants to play for Manchester United. He wants to come back and contribute. Ten Hag, he's been watching his progress. He's been texting with them. And I think as an option for next year, right, you got to sell Alonga. That makes sense. You got to put Facundo on loan, but bring back Ahmad. He's ready to challenge on the right wing, challenge under Anthony. I think Anthony definitely needs someone like breathing down his neck because that makes every player play better, just without a doubt. We've seen it across our team, and I think Ahmad has the balance. He has the hunger. He is two-footed, and I feel like he's got that dog in him, sir. We need more dogs in this squad. Somebody on that right wing has got to pay off, sir. Sancho, we don't know. Facundo, we don't know. Ahmad, we don't know, but let's give him a chance.
Paid a lot of money for him. We need someone to come go on the right wing. We have a lot of money into the right wing, like $300 million. It's like unbelievable. Nobody's playing there.
Unbelievable.
Let's jump into fan question. That's at Fox United. Quote, lack of ability to finish off a game is astounding. The subs are baffling. Why Fred and Weghorst are subbed in? We have Sabitzer and Palestri. Almost like the halftime talk was just to go through the motion. 12 points are needed from our last 7 matches. Crunch time as always. Whew. A little nervy there. I would agree. The subs haven't been kind to us from Eric Ten Hag lately. You can't get them all right. At Rolling the Deep, 1995, quote, disappointing. Us not being 3-0 is on Bruno. Their second goal is on our wingbacks, but the drop-off in the second half is unfortunately on the manager's substitutions. Should have been home and dry, and we stumble embarrassingly, just drop points to a team that got booed off at halftime. Wow, everyone going in on the manager's subs. I didn't expect that.
I mean, I thought the first wave of subs was fine. They just played like shit. You know, it's like Fred and Malacia made sense. They just both came out and had a stinker. And then, like, yeah, I think he's got a soft spot in Wout, and Wout is just like playing with 10 men. He is just, I mean, I don't want to hit
Doesn't
the guy.
help.
He offers.
It doesn't
he
help when
offers.
you-
No, he doesn't help. He offers nothing because he can't hold onto the ball that well. He can't win a fucking header. Nothing gets me mad in the fact that that guy 6'6". I'd kill to be 6'6". Can't win a goddamn header for his life, bro. He can't win a header for his fucking life, and that's the biggest indictment about Weghorst. By the way, there was the whole Argentina Netherlands like drama, baby mama drama popping off. Like Romero was like yipping. Like I enjoyed that. It's a little bit of banter from the World Cup, but you better all play Facundo because at least he can hold onto the ball, and he get fouled, then you win a free kick. It's like, wow, it gives you nothing.
But he gets played every time, which is kind of bizarre. At
Next man up.
Maybaugh 13, quote, snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. I have to say that's probably the best take. It's literally we just shot ourselves in the foot. That second half was an absolute mess. Team played with zero heart. Eric Ten Hag missed on all the subs. Is it possible to steal one after being up 2-0? I mean, again, everyone's calling out the subs. At Fairway Freddy, quote, John could have played left wing and got a hat trick tonight. Sancho got a goal early and then thought he had done his work for the day and sat out for the rest of the game. He does have that type of vibe.
People are going studs up. This is a studs up fan question, sir.
De Gea is a heart attack giver. A good kick is greeted with such relief. Are John's boots ready? Like, let's go. I love this
I've seen
one.
you ball, sir. I've seen you ball.
You see me ball in Argentina.
Exactly, bro. I've seen it,
bro. Like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You
were a lot
see me,
younger.
like,
That was
feeling
almost
dirty,
so.
yeah.
That was basically 9 years ago. So you were still a young man then. You're in your late 20s. Now you're in your late 30s, bro.
No, I know. They don't expect the tall, lanky American to be able to like ball out a little bit there, but you know, you get them. You get those because they're aggressive.
Super. They play like Argentinians play in the EPL, bro, or in Europe. It's like they play just like that. They got tats. They go studs up, shithousery. They can ball, but they play fucking dirty, a little dirty. They do, but good fun. They do, bro. We played in every country in South America. Every single one that we went to.
No, of course, but the story goes we're like in a hostel in Argentina, and it's like just like and there's like a poster is like a soccer ball. It's like you want to play football?
And beer,
like,
soccer and beer.
Yeah, soccer and beer. You know, like
we like soccer and beer.
Can play. And I feel like there was like some like tall like Dutch guy who's like really nice in the hostel. He's like, "You guys gonna go play?" We're like, "Yeah, we love it. We'll play with everybody." And then we go, and then they pick up. We like literally no joke. Like it was like old school. Like pick you up in a van, and like it was like they were blasting music, like not talking. Like a bunch of Argentinian guys in a van pick you up.
Went to another hostel, picked up their crew, their boys,
up drunk English guys.
Yeah,
and we go to
wine tasting all day. We were in Mendoza.
Yeah, and then you think that they're gonna do like clearly you want to mix up the teams so it's not just like Argentina versus the world because then it will get really aggressive. And then they totally made it like Argentina versus everyone else.
And it got really aggressive.
It was such an aggressive game that by the time we got to the beers, there was like tension, like there was going to be
nobody wanted a beer.
That's how intense.
Nobody wanted to have a
beer.
No.
It was like nobody wanted to drink beers because the game was like so intense. It was like. Alex is the keeper.
Which is bad. You never want to be the keeper in that kind of match. I was like...
No, you punched the guy in the head.
They were long balling it to this guy who was offsides.
Get Alex in net because he's not afraid to come out on a corner and punch somebody in the head.
I'm the anti
but let's finish this. Let's finish up these questions.
Who else got fire from the
At
manager?
Ty Kircher, do the lads know that a football match is 90 minutes and not 45? My gosh, it's so frustrating to watch them dominate for 45 and piss it away in the second half and not be able to turn it on. We need to stop taking our foot off the gas. F this. It pisses me off. Look, everyone's mad for a reason. It's just frustrating. And the game meant so much, but we're still odds-on favorite to do it. And let's just channel our frustrations against Villa because Bruno had a hell of a game. Rashford had a hell of a game. Our midfield had a good first half. Our backline's makeshift at
Shaw
best.
was excellent.
But, we got to be showing up against Villa. We got to be showing up against Brighton. We need, 4 points from those games at least. If we go on a real slide, these comments are getting chippier and chippier, just like those Argentinian footballers.
That's the best part. Is like after the fact, nobody wanted to have a beer together. It's like
No, I thought there was like it was like, okay, game's over, guys. Let's go drink beers and sit down at a table. And it was like silent. I thought there was gonna be a fight because people were still that mad because it was like studs.
It was
up,
like fight night.
and that's why when like Marcus Rojo gets like straight reds, I'm like, I've played against that guy in Argentina, like in a pickup match, and they're literally like studs up, like Argentina and football. For me, will never be the same. Brazil, it's just like exactly what you think.
It's on the beach, shirtless, laughs, a lot of laughs.
Shirtless,
they're great
smiles,
mood. Yeah, a lot of smiles, a lot of Fred
Argentina
smiles.
is like bad tattoos and studs up. That's exactly what Argentina is, and it's like
love them.
That's what
great
they
country,
are.
Great country, but
and that's why Lisandro Martinez is a
baller. Yeah, exactly.
All right, you like the pod? That is it. We are the America Red Devils. We are for fans, by fans. Support us. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/America Devils. AmericaRedDevils.store, scarves, stickers, shirts, beanies, hoodies, everything. AmericaRedDevils.com. Sir, I got to run. Take us out. Appreciate you. Hope everyone has a great week. On to Villa.
Appreciate you, sir. Send my best to the fam. I will close this out. Top 10 cities, last 7 days. Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Los Angeles, California. New York. London, England. San Francisco, California. Dallas, Texas. Chicago, Illinois. Melbourne, Australia. Brooklyn, New York. Manchester, England. And last but not least, Phoenix, Arizona. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Big games coming thick and fast. We got Villa on the weekend. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the weekend. And we'll talk to you all soon.